Hello, chat. There is
Wait,
exactly zero of you, but I'm pretty sure that will change at some point.
Yeah, let me.
We have a Kosta with me today, a half of a Hanna, and Mamricca has decided to die and only leave his voice form for us today. We are looking at like week 2 of LEC or something. I don't know anymore. So, teams have fought each other for 2 days this week, because apparently not every week can be a super week somehow. I don't know why. And yeah. I know, we want to talk about something, right? So, what are we talking about? Because I didn't watch.
Well, I'd say we go through it like last week again, and we look at the general standings of the LEC team and see how they're holding up.
Wanna start from the top or from the bottom?
I think we should start from the bottom again so that we can work our way up to the proverbial top.
Hello, SK, our old friend.
Yeah.
We've come to talk with you again. Why the fuck is Streets and Jungle still?
Well,
maybe
this
he
week
should go support and chill.
This week, SK is actually playing their intended roster that they intended to go into the LEC Summer Split 2021 with, consisting of Janex, Treats, Blue, Jesu, and Jessus. Thoughts?
No, I don't know, I didn't watch.
I mean,
the very fact that they intended to come into the summer split with that roster is a fucking crime against League of Legends. I mean, right, I don't want to shit on them too much, but I'm glad they decided to sub in Lilith. It is a very nice thing to have a support who has played League of Legends professionally in the past year and a half. If we even consider Illuminar professional, so then it switches back to 3 years. But yeah, SK look bad. Look really, really bad. Like, holy shit.
I personally think that every decision SK is making that doesn't say we're taking Treats out of jungle ASAP is a bad decision. He's not a bad jungler, and shout out to my man Treats because he's really doing his best considering everything.
He does it all.
He does it all. But also considering the circumstances.
I mean, if he does everything, why doesn't he just win a game, lol?
Ooh.
We don't talk about it here.
Oh, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy over in the SK house. And it just feels, well, I think as viewers it feels bad, and as players it has to feel even worse. But as viewers, we don't really have the insights on why this is happening. Nobody is giving us a straight answer. Just say things are so toxic that we had to like execute him on the spot. But give us something to work with.
We haven't actually heard from Things ever since he was benched. He's just radio silence.
I mean, he streamed and posted a picture of himself in Fnatic jersey, or in the SK jersey, where the SK logo was pixeled out and he wrote free agent over it.
Oh no. That's the shittiest part.
That's a
no
banger.
bad whatsoever.
That's a banger.
That really is a banger. It reminds me of that one point where Dada got kicked off PL, and he just edited his profile photo and just in paint and drew an Echo Fox jersey over his PL jersey. That was the shit. Yeah. Did you guys read the interview with Jesu on the French?
No, please fill
I
us
don't
in.
read French.
There was a translation into English, but good God, that was...
It was really sad.
Read it? It was... Holy shit, it was like an interview with a kid who gets bullied at school. It was just like
Why are you bullied?
It was too
it was
real.
like
Oof.
it was too fucking real.
Feels
Like,
grease, man.
oh, it was like, yeah, it feels really bad to lose this way, and the interviewer says, oh, does it feel bad because it doesn't reflect your scrim performance? And Jesse's like, now we suck at scrims too. It's like, oh god.
It don't go down, it do go
Read.
down.
Exactly.
So horrible. Oh no. But this is now word from, I think, the fourth person on SK outright saying, I did not want this roster change. Blue has said it, Jesu has now apparently said it. Tinks, I presume, and Treats didn't want it either. Who's pulling the strings on SK?
Chelsea wanted to keep coaching.
And then Janex in his interview only said that they felt like Treats was Tinks. That they felt like Tinks wasn't improving quickly enough. So who's making this decision? And why aren't they just putting in Kani and saying, okay, Treat does it all, but in the role he actually belongs?
Yeah. That just killed the like a top 3-4 support last split, made him the top 10 jungler in Europe. Which is sad.
Moving on to top 10 jungler in Europe.
Actually, no. Moving on
How are we feeling about Team Vitality, guys?
I mean, I have predicted them to be 9th, and look where they are. Let's go.
I mean, they're exactly what we predicted them to be, right? They either stomp or get stomped.
I predicted them to be 9th, and I am very happy currently. I mean, don't look at the fact that they are tied for 6th, technically. We don't care about things like that. We only care about the fact that they are just above SK, and that is not a position you want to be in, right?
That is true. I mean, they're still in a playoff spot, kind of. It's only week 2. We didn't make rash predictions like the Fnatic sub does. I don't think Vitality is going to win Worlds yet.
I mean,
But
I personally did enjoy watching Fnatic against Vitality. Up until the point where Vitality just lost, and we didn't even get to see like the fist fight of all fist fights. Adam versus Adam and Selfmade versus Weepo. So I think we have to wait until the second round robin to like see them go at it.
yeah.
I don't think
mean-
there's much to be said about Vitality this week.
Yeah, Selfmade is looking like kind of the same like he did on Spring Split. He has not improved from his position on Fnatic, so maybe it's not a team fault, but Selfmade be not as good as he was last year. Well, Leader is playing Leader champs, which usually don't help the general ability of a team. So yeah, Vitality is not being like it was going to be a coin flip between 9th or 4th, but it's landing on a 9 for now.
I mean, I do think they will improve, but the fact that the Selfmade got hard fifth in the jungle by Whippo in that Fnatic game was
That was nutty.
really warmed my heart.
I loved it.
I mean,
But yeah, I do think they will end up above Schalke and probably excel.
they should improve
We'll
at
see.
some point, but their only victories so far are against SK and Schalke, which does not inspire too much confidence. That said, let's talk about Schalke, because apparently they are 8th. So they have won against G2 in week 1 somehow, because apparently Schalke is only better against good teams. And they won against SK, because SK is not able to win against anyone. And they have lost everything else so far.
I think it's not surprising that Schalke won against SK, seeing as the SK's current form. But Schalke isn't looking too hot right now, I'd say. This can, of course, be from multiple factors. For one, that they know that they will not play as Schalke again next split. because Schalke is selling the spot. And I think that is terribly detrimental to every single player's mental health. Oh.
Just trying to compensate for the fact that I'm not on screen. Keep on.
Hanna, you were talking about
Oh
Schalke.
yeah, I was. Oh yeah, right. I'm sorry, I had to look at the hedgehog. And other than that, I just think that Kirei. Nuclear Int is actually quite the surprise, and Broken Blade is really performing super well. Also, Neon is playing pretty good, and Limit is also expecting to his expectations. And Kirei.
I mean, the thing is, this team is actually quite good individually, except the fact that Kira is a fucking anchor. Like, he is to Schalke what Promise Q is to Esprost. I mean, it's harsh to say that because it's only been 5 games, but every single one of these 5 games has been really.
I mean, it's too harsh to call someone the Promise Q of a team. Promise Q is kind of special.
True, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Because
he is.
unlike Kirei, Promise Q is just going to stay with the Orc until eternity. At least Kirei's Orc is selling the spot. That said, they should bring in Kikis to finally finish the arc. Because otherwise the gods are not satisfied, I feel like.
Yeah.
Schalke is one of the rare teams in EU Kikis hasn't yet played for, so...
Oof.
Should do that before they're gone.
Sounds like a thing that should be fixed, right? Speaking of things that should be fixed, Excel is currently in 6th, or rather in the tie for 6th. Because of name, they are 7th, which is bringing a little bit of order back to the universe, but holy shit.
Year of the Duck, baby.
Year of the Duck, let's go!
Duck, baby! Yeah, so Excel isn't what I expected it to be. Patrick is kind of washed. Which is horrible to say because he was so good. And they just never utilized his talent correctly. And he should have been on the top 2 team. He should have been on a playoff team. But he isn't. And now Dan is apparently the best jungler in EU.
Keep telling yourself.
What did I miss?
I mean, he out-jungled Alyoya. Notable the best jungler in EU.
Oh, okay.
Also had the worst early game of an European jungler this split so far.
Can someone clip out that Hanna take so I can submit it for take of the week because I have not found anything yet?
Boo! Yeah. So what are we thinking about Excel, lads?
Excel Esports, la 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 la.
I am honestly at loss for words for how Excel has been surprising us lately. I mean, winning against Mad Lions is kind of something that can happen, like Schalke beating Shit 2. It's more a bit of luck rather than Excel being good, but they are actually playing decently besides that stomp against Fnatic.
I also want to bring up something about Mad Lions that completely went out of my mind during this week's games, and I was really shocked about Mad Lions. But I think we have to bring it up at this point because yes, they did lose to Excel, but also they are not able to practice together at the moment. Mac is still stuck in Great Britain because of quarantine rules, and all of Mad Lions have to practice from home and cannot use their office because people in their staff and player base have contracted the coronavirus.
UK lockdown, am I right? Kick W.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I mean...
That is an explanation.
Elioya said himself in an interview after the last game of the week. He said that maybe lockdown was affecting them, but it was more of them not playing great because of other issues.
I don't know,
like
guys.
not.
Maybe it's not just your internet, but your Wikipedia too. But I have checked the standings, and it says that Mad Lions are not the next one. The next one is
Oh.
actually
Yeah?
Astralis,
Oh,
which
okay.
apparently have managed to win 2 games despite Promiscu and have managed to lose 3 games in favor of Promiscu, question mark. Yeah, basically what we're gonna be doing right now is blaming Promiscu for everything for like the next 3 minutes or so that we spent talking about Astralis. I'm pretty sure everyone else agrees with that, right?
I mean, they did give Promise Q an actual award on the LEC broadcast for consistency, and his consistency was being so goddamn bad.
I mean,
He
look,
gave up first blood in 4 of Astralis' 5 games, and in the 5th game, Sanzara gave up first blood.
oof. Is he consistent or not though? That's the question. He is consistent, so deserved Kappa.
Yeah. Also, I think the G2 game sums it up pretty well with a tweet that I've seen on Twitter.com saying Astralis versus G2 is just all of Astralis really trying to win and then Promise Q being on G2.
Man, G2 Promiscu, I would have watched that.
I mean, that's ironic considering Promiscu never got a win while he was on G2.
G2 Promiscu is gonna be such a banger. He literally won MSI last time he was on there, so I don't know how they make it work.
On a serious note, I mean, Australians are just not up to par individually. I think there's something like Rocket was back in the day, like a team that their best performance is going to be like an average and is maybe going to take a game of one of the other average teams. I don't ever see them like the best thing I can see for Australia is like the best possible performance is like getting 6.
I think
6
they
is
actually
enough
will.
for playoffs.
I think they will actually end up in playoffs because looking at their score lines, they have won against SK, da. They have won against Excel, which is also somewhat expected. And their 3 losses have been Mad Lions, G2, and Misfits, which isn't too bad, I think, for a team down there. Like, they are losing against better teams, but they're also not losing any points against someone lower than them, which is quite nice, I'd say.
How much is we do have to give credit to White Knight. They've been great. There's been like a top 3 top in Europe. So.
White Knight's fallen out. Like, he'll probably end up somewhere not Astralis after this season, which makes me sad, but
Only took him 9 years to break through.
dude's popping off.
You're so mean, he won EU Masters.
He won the EU Master because he was like in the first LEC, like the first EU LCS split, like 7 years before winning the EU Masters.
The fuck is EU Masters? We only talk about right supported league here, guys.
Yeah, I
He's
think
one of the most talented players EU has ever had. The
you
only
mean
player
Lomans,
aside from
right?
Magic Felix to reach Challenger. Holy shit, Astralis have the only 2 players in EU history who have reached Challenger in all 5 roles.
Oh shit.
true, actually.
Astralis is team solo queue. We thought it was Vitality this whole time, but oh no.
To be honest, I have to say that I think it's expected of Astralis to perform like that, or as they're performing now. But there is always the possibility of a surprise win. And they also added their Astralis talent head coach to their LEC coach lineup now. Donby, if you're watching this, congrats, man. Also, on the picture that they posted, he looked like it was Bring Your Kid to Work Day.
Honestly, I think they are more likely to get a surprise wins than a surprise loss at this point. Because their losses weren't looking too bad either. Like, it was mostly just Promiscu being Promiscu, right? At least that's what I keep telling myself, copium. And yeah, I guess on that point we shall proceed to leave the teams with win rate lower than 50% and go right next to Rogue, who have started their split 3-2 and are currently 5th, if we judge by names. So, won against Excel, Vitality, and Misfits, lost against G2 and Fnatic. So, that's that.
Rogue hasn't lost a game to Misfits since spring 2020.
I mean, Misfits were kind of shit for a really long time.
No. Shh.
Hanna's copium.
It's like saying, oh, we haven't lost a game to Origin since like spring 2017. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
So Rogue,
How do you feel about Rogue? You were the Rogue person here.
I think the loss to G2 is devastating, as it always is. But I think it was pretty nice that we managed to win against Misfits, even though the win was not in the way that Rogue might have wanted to win, because it was a very sloppy, very fighty game. So was the G2 game, but I'm personally fine with Rogue playing more sloppy games, more fighty games, throwing leads, just so they know what to do to come back, if that makes sense. Because I'd rather have them int and fight than, I don't know what now, than to get reverse swept in finals by Mad Lions again.
Yeah, that sounds.
I mean,
I'm not really happy with how Rogue is playing.
the fact that they're
But-
fighting and inting now doesn't stop them from getting reverse swept by Mad Lions in the finals, if that's what you're saying. But also,
I mean, if they learn from this,
it can make sure that they don't get reverse swept by making sure that they aren't gonna play in the finals. That's a thing, but on the other hand, I can see your point, I guess. Just trying to learn how to fucking team fight, because apparently they don't know how to team fight.
Have you guys seen the voice comms of the final team fight against Misfits with the fiddlesticks that wiped out the entire Misfits team?
No, what happened?
It was like the four of them, like Inspired and Trimby, for the most part, just laughing their asses off, just screaming, going and shit like that. On the far left side, it's Odo Omni just sitting with a face like this, and they're all done. They're all done talking and laughing. He just says, "Jesus Christ," and it's.
Although Amne is channeling Ria from 2016's HDK. Basically the same
I
face.
love that.
Kappa. Speaking of teams that actually know how to teamfight, we do have Mad Lions, which have dropped a bunch of games. Most notably to
Well, yeah.
Most notably to Astralis, I guess, because I have to point out that this is the teams that Astralis. Wait, no, never mind. I'm blanking out.
excellent.
I'm so good at it.
Excellent.
Yeah, they lost against Excel. That's basically like Astralis. Those are two teams that I support, so naturally I'm going to confuse them, Kappa.
Like, we don't know who it is, I think, or at least it's not publicly available, but it is very highly speculated that a member of the players have actually contracted coronavirus. So obviously that's gonna really weigh in on their performance.
Especially if it was a player, because of lack of being able to scream and stuff, maybe. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to say it again now that we're talking about Mad Lions officially. That it was more of a team issue that they had to improve rather than being on lockdown. But maybe it was like him trying to, I don't know, to make something out of the losses.
So
Yes.
the excuses we have currently is they have not traded after MSI to avoid burnout, and they have contracted COVID. Any other excuses for the fact that they have been losing and not actually feeling like the best team in LEC? I can add one more, because their playstyle is always inconsistent as fuck, which is a point that I have been making forever. But do we have anything else?
They ran into Nuke Duck.
Yeah, new detective.
Mute
Yeah,
deck
but
this.
Year of the Duck, baby.
Yeah.
Which is not even a meme at this point, with the damage percent stats. I mean, the damage percent stats just kind of show that Patrick's gone to shit.
I mean,
but
let's be honest.
still,
When was it not a meme? Like, oh, sorry. When was it a meme actually? Because it has always been true. Every year is Year of the
I
Duck.
mean,
Kappa.
yeah, exactly. Missing the fish here to just scream every time a nuke that makes a play. Probably shouldn't have missed the fish here so much, honestly.
He's on Misfits now.
That explains
Yeah,
a
he
lot.
is.
Kappa.
We're gonna see Misfits nuke that very soon, I guess.
Nuke deck.
Well,
But yeah.
we have talked about how Traits is not able to give his team a singular win, but on the other hand we have Fnatic who have Bwipo in the jungle, and that seems to work for them. So what changed? What's the difference?
the hunger is wider now.
On a basic level, I would say, and no hate to my men over at SK, love you, except for like just don't ever interact with me.
Oof.
But basically, SK's laners, or more so Fnatic laners, are all highly competent people. Over to you, Kosta.
Fucking hell. I mean, Whipper is just so wide that he can gank all 3 lanes at once. That is a scientific fact. But the thing that I've listened to an interview with Niski, and not only that, I've just like listened to what Fnatic players say in the pre-game preparations and stuff. And it's just the fact that Whipper is willing to pick the champions that his teammates ask him to pick. Is being considered a huge improvement by Niski.
Okay.
I mean, it does kind of paint a bit of hints. It hints at something which we are not going to say what it hints at, but it does hint at a certain player being slightly problematic in that lineup. Thing is that the Carthus jungle with TP wasn't even Whippo's idea, it was Upset's idea. And Upset was
Of course it was
"Yeah,
fucking Upset's idea.
Don't trash talk me upset.
Oh my god, that's a vintage one. Yeah, he's legitimately doing really well. Like he's not being cocky. He's just doing his thing. Just jungling, just playing jungle the way it's like the textbook jungle play. And I've never thought of Bwipo as someone who plays according to the textbook, but now he does. Just takes the rumble, farms his counts, goes 150 CS up on Dam. Just
Yeah, how did that happen?
I have no idea. I mean, he did kind of like fucking really hard level 1. But if I've ever seen a game that is like straight up lost level 1, that was that game. It still took 40 minutes, but it was straight up lost level. But the thing is, Bwipo is consistent in the jungle, and Bwipo and consistency was like never a thing that you could put in the same sentence, but nowadays, he's just consistently doing very, very well. Not like ridiculously popping off, but just a very reliable, which is strange. Hilly's been amazing.
Yeah.
Upset has been amazing as well, but Hilly, this man, picked up his Braum, which he hasn't played for a very long time. Straight up carried some games. And Adam is being left on the island, and it's probably not very fun for him. They're winning games, so I think that's fun enough for someone who literally just came to the LEC. So I'm cautiously optimistic about this thing. I mean, not really optimistic to the sense that I think we got the split in the bag. Like, I think this trend might continue, especially since we've already played against Rogue and Misfits were doing really well. Like some slightly weaker teams are coming up.
Oh, but you fool. You absolute fool. You're playing G2 this week.
No,
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Fnatic is going to smash it too so hard. It will be like, remember when Whippo one-shot at Reckless on the first game of last split?
Dude,
He knew that he would be the best jungler, though.
Yeah, he's going to be Oliver again, and
Oh
he's
no,
going to
oh
Champ
no,
again.
oh
I'm
no.
reckless. It's going to be beautiful.
That's not the one. That's the one.
I think he doesn't really benefits from having Whip in the jungle. Like, he can go all in on his crazy plays. Well, he's playing Braum, but he still does crazy things on Braum. I really respect him for doing that. But Whippo is there to help him instead of farming the top lane. So, I mean, it's a match made in heaven. I really like this.
My boyfriend is a really big Hylissang fan. And it brings me incredible joy to log onto Discord after the games and go check my chat with my boyfriend, and he's just... We usually have date nights on Saturday evening.
Kinky.
And on our last date night, he asked me if we could watch the highlight montage from Hylissang's Braum game.
It's so romantic.
I mean, it's relationship goals.
I mean, at some point, you do have to accept that you're always going to be second string to Hylissang.
But that's okay.
It's okay. If he's playing like this...
In before Hanna's boyfriend dumps her for Hylissang. Oh well.
It's okay, then I just date Hylissang's girlfriend.
Oh shit. You got it covered.
So that basically didn't bring his girlfriend to lunch with the other Fnatic members.
Alright, let's move on to the next team on our list, which is, I think...
Misfits Gaming. The teams that we have apparently all slept on or something, because holy shit. I mean, they have what? They have won against Fnatic, SK, Vitality, and Astralis, but have lost against Rogue. So that's that. So far, still schedules that was on the easier side, I guess, so you can still say it's a fluke. But...
I mean... Yeah, they look like a playoff team. I think that they are going to get a bit worse in the following weeks. But I think that, for example, something like a top 4 finish is not something that far off, at least in the regular season. Maybe best of 5 will be different from them.
I do have one thing to say. Misfits is a team that has historically had so many great starts to every split and so consistently collapsed in the middle that I don't know, it just keeps me skeptical. Like, you remember the SOAS super team that started off really well in playoffs. The 2018 summer team that started 9-0, ended 10-8, something like that. The 2020 spring team started off really well, shared first place with G2 for a while, bombed out that first round of playoffs. So I'm kind of skeptical because they did play a slightly weaker opposition, and they're not looking super amazing, but I don't know. I predicted them to finish top 4, so I hope they continue playing like this.
That's super amazing, and now I'm scared by the fact that there is a super amazing. Besides amazing.
Speaking of amazing, does he still have less viewers than we do?
He's been streaming.
Is he streaming?
He's not, so it means he has 0 viewers, so it's
another win for the podcast.
Easy. Easy.
And then the team at the top is G2 Esports.
As predicted. Easy. Prediction king. Got there.
Nelson of G2, their new coach, analyst, whatever he is, has said in an interview that he greatly worries about G2 because they are not playing up to par. Their scrims aren't going well, and if Worlds were tomorrow, he is pretty sure that they would drop out in group stage.
Man,
which is horrifying to say about a roster that has Caps and Reckless.
G2 playing suboptimally in scrims is an occurrence that I have never heard before. Oh no! What will they do?
I mean, what's interesting about G2 is that their bot lane also doesn't seem to be quite in sync, going to the last Rogue game where the bot lane got double killed. And then A G2 answered this with just sending 5 people bot lane at
Fog?
any given point.
I mean, that sounds like a solution, honestly. Just still send me bot lane. Wait, Forgiven does not play in... Oh, shit.
Forgiven doesn't play in Rogue. If we got rid of Banner so he never comes to Rogue.
Oof. Sag.
I don't remember when Rogue Forgiven was thought of as a done deal.
Yeah.
Like in 2019.
Yeah, and
I'm so
then
happy that didn't come through, man.
Yeah. Jesus
oh, we could have
Christ.
done so much worse.
Freaking Shaku would have made Worlds that year. Jeez.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, I do have one question to ask about G2, which is why is, I mean, this is just me genuinely being super uninformed, but why is Nelson, the new coach, getting so much hype from literally everywhere? Because, I mean, his entire career is just, he coached one mediocre LPL team, and then some, like, random teams from his regions. That's basically it. Like, why is he touted as, like, the new genius of strategies who will bring G2 to the level needed to beat, like, the down ones and beat, like, the JDGs and the RGs. And
I think his hype comes... Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Peter Dunn tweeted about him as being like somebody with absolute insight, and I don't know about you guys, but I trust Peter Dunn with my life.
I don't. Who the fuck's Peter
That
Dunn?
is our coach. Wait.
But Peter is, like, at Immortals right now, right?
No, he's at
He said evil geniuses.
Oh, yeah. EG looked pretty done over in NA as well, so.
It's not Peter's fault. Copium.
Kek W.
They lost the CLG, so it's just everything's gonna go down.
I mean, but seriously, is like
Wait,
the best team in NA right now.
But losing to CLG means that they are a good team, right? Because that's how it works.
Yeah, it's counter logic. It's counter logic.
Alright, then just already move on to LCS. Why don't we? I don't think there's a lot we have to say about G2 at this very moment, except, yeah, they're still number 1.
So,
I just do want to say,
fire away.
I do have a thing to say about CLG. I have watched their games because I've always been a bit of a soft CLG since like 2015. There is no reason for that. I just am. And seeing CLG play fucking Bronze 5 comps with the Vi and the Lissandra, just to press R and die, things just absolutely smash NA teams. Just like straight up monster them. It wasn't even close. Just makes me wonder about the level of gameplay in NA because Jesus Christ. Like if a team, I don't think like that was the first Vi pick globally this season. They picked it twice and like steamrolled the game twice. I don't know. It was just so
soft
exciting to
CLG
watch.
fan to me brings like that visual of like a hot dog lying on one of the paths in Central Park during like a hurricane or something. Just soft CLG fan. Somehow still there for some fucking reason. Probably should not be there at all.
I mean,
Speaking
I'm
about leagues that are
very
actually
happy.
competitive and will actually do something at Worlds, LCL starts this week, and I'm very happy about that.
I want to say that at the start of spring, I said that CLG will make Worlds.
Did you?
Just putting it out there. Yes, I did. And if they do make Worlds, I'm gonna be the happiest man.
We're at a terrible pity here, Kosta, because there's only 3 teams in NA that can make Worlds. And if CLG is making it, that means only one of Team Liquid, C9 or TSM will make Worlds, because Immortals is making Worlds, goddammit.
Fog?
Why would Immortals be making Worlds?
Because they have Cersei and Destiny, and both of these players deserve so much better than what they got in EU.
Okay, never mind, that's a head and take. Keep going.
Yeah, they deserve much better than to play with pretty mid. I mean,
I mean,
disagree, we should get started.
they shouldn't make worlds, right? They just shouldn't. Like, those players...
They don't have pretty mid. They don't have pretty mid. They have insanity.
Yeah, they put him in one game, he got absolutely blasted.
Yeah, but that was less punishing insanity and more, hey, pretty absolutely steamrolled his competition in academy. We're gonna reward him by putting him into LCS.
I mean...
Alright.
It's okay.
Honestly, sounds like a reasonable line of thinking, no?
Yeah.
I mean, NA has triple round robin on this part of the year, so dropping one game where also 8 teams qualify to play 8 not qualifies to playoffs. So yeah, I think that yeah.
Man,
you can do whatever you want.
8-team
Speaking
playoffs.
of,
I wish we got 8-team playoffs in LCLs. That would have been a banger.
don't you only have 18?
Shut up.
Do you even have 18?
It was a genuine question.
It is a genuine question.
Speaking of a genuine question, I have a genuine question.
Fire away.
Did Hanna reverse coursed Excel at the beginning of the split?
Pog? Excel going to playoffs now that they have been drawn by Hanna?
Well, if Rogue wanted to win finals, all they had to do was pay me.
They got a Hanna curse on top of the Excel curse and they cancelled out. Let's go.
It's the artwork power, though. Hanna, can you draw Fnatic? Please.
On the match day, please, so they lose.
But back to LCS for a second. On the topic of reasonable decisions to make, Sven is back.
Well, yeah, Cloud9 decided to reward their Academy AD carry who's been performing really well by putting him in the offense. Very exciting to hear.
Yeah.
Wait, but didn't Sven sign with Pentanet or something?
True.
I have seen one tweet or something. That said, one of my Twitter mentions is signed up by Pentanet as the chief meme producer or something, so I wouldn't believe that too much.
But yeah, the thing is, they brought Sven back. I don't really know how to feel about that because it feels like they put King into an extremely unfavorable position here. And yeah, I'm all for rookie rights.
I mean, they did that already when they subbed out Sneaky, Shensen, and Seisal at the beginning of the split some years ago. And it's something that Cloud9 likes to do, randomly sub out players with no reason other than motivation or something like that. And I don't know, it's pretty weird.
Work, improvement team.
Your only decent achievement was going 0-13? 15. Oh well.
I always thought that was a Reaper thing, but it's actually just a scene.
Yeah. So how's LLA going, Mamricca?
Is it going?
Yeah. I mean, it's just started. We are on this. We just finished the second week of games, and it's looking kind of the same with Infinity being the best team. Sadly, I wanted them to drop some games because Bugax needs to get a reality check. Yeah.
You're telling me he needs to get real?
He needs to get real.
Oh no.
But yeah, Furious Gaming dropped the ball a bit. They ended up second in the last split, but now they changed their bot lane because their support had to leave for studying and their ADC is an import, so they got 2 different bot lanes where there is a Korean support with an LA ADC and Eri that is an NA with a support that is from LA, but he used to play ADC, so it's really weird what they're going to do in this split. So yeah. Then on the other teams, the Rainbow 7 is looking decent, kind of. they got a new mid laner, Enga, he's from LA, but he played in Brazil Challenger last split. He's looking decent, but they still have a loan, so they are going to swap between them until they find the best mid laner between both of them. And that's it. There's not really much to say. Uh, yeah, and there's something else to say that all knights are playing like absolute flexing, where their former ADC is playing the jungle and their former jungle is playing ADC, but they also play like the Senna bot lane, and Wadid is playing the Senna, so their jungler is playing like a support ADC sometimes, and it's like really weird, and it's kind of, I don't think it's going to work out at all for them, but yeah, I think that's all there is to say about LA.
Nice. Thanks for that insight. I know, what do we do next actually, cause...
I think we should probably move on to our take of the week, seeing as we will soon have to finish up for the day.
Oh fuck, I need a take of the week. Shit.
Kosta said he's going to be right back. Oh, he's right back.
Hi Kosta, welcome back.
You guys didn't miss me at all. My cat was just really hungry.
We were very sad when you fucking died, but we decided to not mention it on the podcast, but then we decided to mention it on the podcast, so...
Yeah, my cat just kept scratching the door, so I just had to check what was up, and she was just really, really... So I had to
Alright, lads. So, take of the week, huh?
So,
let's go.
Let's leave Yosh for the end, so he can find a take like really fast.
I won't be able to, don't worry.
I can start.
Go.
I have a take from yours faithfully. I did a bit of an oopsie last week. Excel was not playing like really, really well at that moment.
Oh, I know what it is.
And I said, I'm gonna be honest, it feels like it's not really a nuke duck issue. I mean, that's correct, but Excel is sucking in general. Patrick looks washed as fuck, Dan is terrible, and Kreis and Denik are meh at best. And then they proceeded to like stomp that game. I think it was against Schalke, I think, that they started like kind of bad, but then they got the ball running and they like really won like really great. Dan had a really nice game. Price I think was playing like a support top and he played fine. And Patrick did not look washed. So yeah, a bit of an oopsie from me. I just want to say sorry to Excel for ever doubting Lord Nuke Duck and Gang. But
you know that Christ is on the unofficial LEC Discord, right?
Yeah, I know. Oh shit! Right. I mean, I said that Christ is meh at best. So
yeah, and he saw that, and he decided to make you eat your words.
Honestly, I just want to say, Denik has been really decent. Like, the addition of Denik has been really nice. Because, I mean, even though Patrick looks kind of bad, it still looks like the bot lane still looks much, much better.
The subtraction of Torre rather than the adding of Denik.
I mean, Torre is doing fairly well in Spain, which I'm happy for him.
Yeah, but Spain is Spain, like, yeah.
Spain is Spain. Agree. You're so big, Mamricca.
Another take of the week.
Okay, then let me take this tweet. I did a bit of a stupid thing this weekend, did not prepare wholeheartedly. So shout out to Just Crancy on Twitter for giving me my take.
That guy sucks.
And it's about C9. They 100% would have gotten to Worlds last year with Sneaky. The biggest reason they didn't was Sven tilted, something Sneaky doesn't do. Even when forced to play with Sazel for 2 years, Sneaky didn't go on tilt.
Is that not Bitter Skins? Like the import guy on Reddit?
I don't know. But Sneaky, great ADC, and if he had been on Cloud9 last year, they would 100% have gotten to Worlds. Not like it was like an internal issue with everybody playing really, really bad.
I mean,
It's
Flick
it's
is
hard to
good,
take.
but Sven was probably the least shit player.
That's because that's not a take I found myself. I prepared an additional take. On SK's newest roster changes by u/cat
Wait, hold,
103.
hold up right there. So you found the take and then you proceeded to ask for a take on Twitter. Is that
Yes.
right? What the fuck?
Cheating, but we
And
will tolerate it.
it says it's Kami has not been performing well at all, which is a lie. He's doing fine in Prime League. So it's probably just way easier for SK to find a decent support than what it is to find a decent jungler. It is also way easier to carry a mediocre support than a mediocre jungle in competitive play, which is wrong because we see on Astralis that a mediocre jungler can still win games and a mediocre support cannot.
I mean,
calling
promiscuous a mediocre support is kind of
I
a
wouldn't
compliment.
necessarily call promiscuous mediocre. Yes.
He bad. Just bad.
Yeah.
Not good. No bueno.
Oh, we're so terrible to him. I hope he doesn't watch this. I genuinely do.
Like getting carried is a skill that you need to be able to have, and promiscuous does not have that.
Alright, next taker.
Undertaker.
So I did take the advantage of just going into the Fnatic subreddit after Fnatic winning a shitload of games. But it's not actually about Fnatic being super good now and Dam 1 caliber and all that. It's this is a slightly hot take from a guy called Everybody Hurts, who is a person on the Fnatic subreddit. And Mr. Everybody Hurts says some guy said that. Let me just quote it. It says, "Hilly is the GOAT EU support alongside Mickey and Yellowstone," which is a fairly okay sentence, I think. But then Everybody Hurts next to him and says, "Wake up, man! This ain't 2018 anymore. It's a strong new generation. Kaiser is objectively the best support Europe has ever seen.
Holy
Even
shit.
Mickey X and his problem cannot match his talent, and I say that as a fanatic." The guy above just answers, "What the fuck am I reading?"
I mean, how can he say that with a straight face when we all know that the best support in EU in the recent years is promiscuous?
Seriously, though, come. I mean, Kaiser is really, really good. He's a very innovative support, probably the most innovative support in Europe since Hillisman.
But I think calling Kaiser the greatest of the GOAT is a direct insult to Bulgarian people everywhere.
Oof!
And Everybody Hurts will be hearing from Dory and my boyfriend.
Holy shit. That's like 2 people. At least.
Yeah. Everybody hurts in Bulgaria right now. But
Random Bulgarian man dies on the straight fuck you podcast.
But just come on. We got Hilly, we got Mickey X, got Yellowstar, we got Mithy, who wasn't even mentioned in the conversation.
Yeah, because who the fuck is Mithy?
He's the guy who benched his best friend's Sven.
Oh my god.
Maybe that's why he got unbenched. They stopped arguing with each other or something.
But imagine being Sven, you wake up oh, I can't wait to spend time with my 2 best friends on the planet, Perks and Missy, and then you walk into the practice room, and then Miffy's like, "You're benched."
Yo, fuck off.
Friendship ended with Sven.
I mean, that's probably the second best sight that I can imagine after the legendary Vitality Battle Royale after their first loss.
I just want to say that I've read some shit on the Cloud9 subreddit, which I mean, they're trying to guess why Sven was benched. And a lot of people started guessing that it was because Max Waldo, the C9 assistant coach, did not really like the fact that Sven didn't want to play off role and solo queue because Max thinks that all players need to play all 5 roles in order to understand how all 5 roles work. And I'm just like, imagine if you're Sven, like triple European champion, double NA champion, went to semis at Worlds, MSI finals. You come to Cloud9. There's just this guy whose like biggest achievement is coaching solo queue players in NA, and he just says, "No, you have to play jungles when you have to get a feel for the jungle."
But that's what happened in SK, huh?
Oh, speaking of SK, actually, I have thought long and hard for the period of about like 5 minutes about what my take should be. And I have decided that the take of the week is basically people telling me to be nice to Lilith if he actually fucks up. And if the player is gonna be bad, I'm just gonna say it. I'm not going to be nice. Fuck off. I'm sorry. I feel like being nice to people if they are playing badly is quite not good of an idea, especially if there's no chance he will actually see me or anything. Did you really just refresh the camera to show me the facepalm?
I mean, you can be nice to people. It's not really hard to be nice to people, even if they not play really good League of Legends. I only reserve my not being nice skills for people that are like kind of toxic and not really good people in general that I know. In like I'm talking about League of Legends, of course, like promiscuous.
Hey.
So yeah, I don't know. It's not okay to just shit on people because they are not as good as League of Legends players. That's something Chris does.
We're not shitting on Excel because they're bad League of Legends players, and we never have. We're shitting on Excel because they grossly mistreated their players over the span of 2 years. Get real, Yosh!
I'm not a cat and I refuse to buy a skateboard.
Just want to say that there is a slight difference between like treating a player who performed bad, like flaming a player who performed badly, and was put in a position where they should have succeeded, and flaming a player who was literally like put in a horrible mess of a team. They like a player who shouldn't have been there. Like I refrain from flaming players like Jesu, even though they objectively haven't been good so far, because Jesu just lost the support, who was one of the best support in Europe. He's playing with his coach support and with support jungle. Like, what can we say to Jesu? Like, it's not his fault.
Get real, Jesu.
Just like how Lilith, who should not have been in the first team, like, not because he's bad, but because it just wasn't planned. He shouldn't have been in this first team. If he goes in, like, what the fuck are we supposed to say? You're bad. Like, you're not an LEC level player. Like, shit, he isn't. But I mean, it's not his fault. He wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. I mean, it's just. I think it's very different from like doing that than flaming, for example. I don't know who's been a big team flame recently. Do we even have those players? I don't know. I think, like, for example, Hilly got a lot of flame from Fnatic fans last week. I think it was. I mean, obviously it was bullshit, but if Hilly does perform badly, like, he has expectations he needs to fulfill. And I can understand that. Although people flaming him are brain dead, but I can understand that. I cannot understand, like, flaming people who were never, like, expected to perform amazingly in the first place. I'm done.
Yeah.
I think you're raising a very, really, really good point here.
Yeah. I just want to say, my boy 2 Hours did really well.
He did.
Chukai!
I mean,
Maybe they can just replace the entire team with the SK Academy.
Unlike the players that I'm gonna kill W for playing badly, 2 Hours actually played well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, SK Academy is not playing like bad, and right? They are doing like.
No, they're not.
They might go
I
to your
mean,
masters and stuff.
they had some questionable decisions at best.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's wrap it
Let's
up,
go.
lads. Take of the week goes to Kosta because goddamn everybody hurts.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Hanna had to take, so I'm not going to vote for any of those. So my vote goes to Costa
I
as
voted
well.
for Kosta last time and I don't intend to change it, so let's go.
Congrats,
Okay.
Very much.
Costa.
I'm humbled by your vote and your friendliness. I will make
Alright,
sure to get a banger take for next week as well.
So yeah, I guess that's it for us today. This has been Esprost Pepole, and with me I had a Hanna. Oh, she froze again. With me I had a Kosta. Mamricca is still dead. I have been Yosh. Have fun out there. It is mandatory after all.